What's up guys, Nintenjoel here once again, and I've got another pickup video for you guys. For those of you unaware, I'm actually filling up this shelf as quickly as possible, and after 3 pickup videos, this is what it looks like. This is how I ended my last pickup video. Quite a few games, really good games in there, and now I've got a bunch more pickups to show you guys to add to this. So join me in my quest for filling up my shelf. This one's unusual because I got some imports. I don't usually get imports, but they were local and they were cheap, and yeah, how could I pass up? I even have a way to play them now due to an awesome trade from one of my viewers. So this is a really rad episode. Please join me. Thank you very much for watching. Here are the pickups. Alright, so commence retro game pickups. Alright, so first pickups that I got, just a, well, I'd call it a yard sale find, but it wasn't really a yard sale find. I've gone to these people's yard sales a couple times, and they have my number, and they've called me anytime they've found retro games. Well, they found a stack of PS2 and GameCube games, and they were all like cheapo titles, and I only decided to keep 2 of them, and they were both GameCube games. The first one is Need for Speed Carbon. I don't really like racing games that much, really. But I do like the Need for Speed series quite a bit, so I decided to pick this one up because I've also heard it's a fairly good game. So yeah, Need for Speed Carbon, very happy to get that. It's complete in box. And then I also scored The Hobbit, which isn't anything special or anything super spendy, but it's a game I've kind of been after, and it's nice and complete, so that's pretty awesome. So thank you, random people that always call me with random game finds. That is awesome. I love having hookups like that. Alright, and then the next pickup is actually just from the game store. Once again, as you guys know, I always pick up extra stuff, and I trade in a lot of stuff that I don't deem worthy enough for selling or trading. If it's cheapo, then I just trade it into the game store. They have pretty good game credit. So, yeah, so I just got some trade-ins. Once again, I had quite a bit of trade-in credit, and, you know, I don't even know how I accumulate so much trade-in credit. I honestly can't even remember. It's always, like, random consoles or controllers, games I don't need. Anyways, I scored a Game Boy game, and that is Altered Space, a 3D something adventure, a 3D alien adventure. This actually looks pretty cool. I played it for a few minutes, and it kind of reminds me of, like old Landstalker games or like Equinox or something like that. You know, it's got the isometric view, except for it's more sci-fi. But yeah, fairly fun game. Cheap too. Pretty good purchase. And then I got a couple Nintendo games. This one I've never actually played, but I've definitely heard this title before, and I never run into it. It's Adventures of Dino Ricky. I never played it. I kind of meant to and just never really got around to it. So I'll have to check that out sometime. Let me know if you guys like that game, or if it's just one of those really crappy Nintendo games. The other game, though, I've actually been on the lookout for a little while. That is Stinger. And boy, this game was dirty. I could not get this to work for the life of me, but I finally got it clean enough to work. And yeah, it's a side-scrolling shooter. If you've never played Stinger, it's a lot like Fantasy Zone, kind of, sort of. You can go back and forth, and yeah, you can drop bombs, and it's pretty cool. I think you can go back and forth on that one. Pretty sure. Anyways, Stinger's pretty awesome. It's just really hard. There's a lot of shit coming at you from a lot of different angles, but it's kind of a cute 'em up. It's kind of a cute game, so yeah, pretty neat. I'll put that right there. And then I got a Game Boy Advance game that I actually am really stoked on. I actually asked if I could borrow their Game Boy Advance for a second so I could play it, because I thought I was familiar with this title, and it turned out to be exactly what I thought it was. It's a shooter, and this is Iridian 2. Now, this is the second part. The first one is Iridian 3D, and from the reviews and footage I've seen, it's not nearly as good. It's actually a 3D game. This one is not. It's like an overhead game, and man, it's really fun. I like Iridian 2 a whole lot. So if you're looking for shooters and are not aware of many of them on handheld devices, Game Boy Advance Iridian 2. Stay away from Iridian 3 from what I hear, unless you like the like third-person perspective games. That one's a little more like Star Fox, so still pretty cool, but not as cool as that one. Okay, then I did score one GameCube game that I've actually been after for a little while. This is a surprising title. It doesn't seem like a lot of people know about this title, but from what I've seen and from what I can gather, this is actually a dungeon crawler. It's an X-Men dungeon crawler, kind of like Diablo or Baldur's Gate from what I can understand. And it's complete, it's in good shape, and X-Men Legends 2, Rise of Apocalypse. This is something I've been after for a while, because Yeah, that just seems an unusual combination to have a dungeon crawling comic book game. That's awesome. So, and this is on many, many consoles. I've come to find out. This is on GameCube. It's on Xbox, I believe. It's on PlayStation, PlayStation 2. And it might be even on another one. I'm not really sure. But X-Men 2, I haven't tried it yet, but it looks awesome. Then I got 3 PlayStation 2 games. The first one is just a cheapo, but it looks kind of cool. Also looks kind of dungeon crawlery RPG. That's Evergrace. Never played it before. If you guys like that game, let me know. Maybe it's something I've needed my whole life and have no idea. But I have yet to play it yet. And then 2 kind of more expensive games, harder to find, especially complete in box. Aliens vs. Predator Extinction. This is cool. This is from what I understand, almost like a Diablo type kind of almost strategy type game, and it looks really freaking cool. The only thing is this game for some reason runs really hard on my PS2. Like, my PS2 engine works overtime on this. And I asked a few people about it, and they say some of the Blue Disc games run at different speeds than the regular silver-backed games. So that's kind of interesting to know, but yeah, this thing was making my system whine. It sounded like a Dreamcast, man. It was freaking loud. And the last PS2 game that I got from the game store was Wild Arms 4, and this is complete in box. And this game looks really cool. I don't really know much about this game. I have the first 2 Wild Arms on PlayStation 1, and I had a copy of Wild Arms 3 that I got at the flea market, but it was scratched and it didn't play. And the guy actually took it back and gave me my money. That was really cool of him, especially at a flea market. He really didn't have to do that. But yeah, I'm on the search for Wild Arms 3, but now I have 4. That's pretty cool. RPG, in case you guys don't know. Okay, and then here come the imports. First of all, I got one last thing from the game store, and it's an import. And this is really cool. I got Romancing Saga for Super Famicom, which is a RPG, and it does not have manual or anything, but I really like the way the inside is. It's got this little plastic case, and it's even still in its original bag, and there's the cartridge. It's shaped just like the European cartridges. It's a Japanese cart, but yeah, pretty freaking cool. Yeah, I mean, I can't play it because it's in Japanese, but it's really a cool display item, and it didn't cost me a whole lot. If I remember correctly, it was like, I want to say 17 bucks or something like that. But yeah, I never, ever run into these kind of imports at all, so this was surprising and really cool. But yeah, Romancing Saga, it's a Squaresoft game. We just never got it in America. I think there's a translated copy of this. You can get a reproduction card of this game, I'm pretty damn sure. So I'm going to actually try to get that at one point. Okay, so I have a lot more imports. This is so weird. I never have imports, but I went to this place called Picker's Paradise, which I've talked about before on my channel. In fact, my last pickup video, I talked about it. It's a place with a bunch of booths, manned by just a few employees, but all the booths are individual people's stuff. And this one guy in the back always has game stuff. And this time I'm looking, and there's like a stack of Famicom games. And I'm like, what? Weird. And they're all $5 each. So I did not mind paying $5 each for these at all. So let's just go through them. The first one I got is Macross, which one of my favorite YouTubers ever, Lord Carnage, does a review of this, and it is hilarious. He sings this little song for it, and it gets stuck in my head. It is hilarious. But this is not a good game. It's not a good game at all. It really isn't. Basically, there's one level that just repeats over and over again. You're a flying robot thing, and you're basically a Robotech dude. And you fly around shooting shit, and then it repeats, and that's it, man. So, and the music repeats, so it's not great at all, but because Lord Carnage reviewed this, and because it's such a memorable episode, and because it was only $5, and because it's something I never see, I just picked it up. Okay, so the next Famicom game I got is 1942. Hell yeah. This is a classic overhead shooter that was released on Famicom and Nintendo, but I remember playing this in the arcade. There was this pizza place in town here called Golden Spike Pizza, and they had a 1942 cabinet, and I plunked a lot of quarters in that machine, eating fried potatoes with ranch. Hell yeah, good memories. But 1942, awesome overhead shooter, annoying as hell with the sound effects or the music or whatever you call that random beeping. Oh my god, it's so annoying. Just turn the sound off if you play 1942. Same with the NES version. Oh, it's so freaking annoying. Anyways, next one I got. Really cool, actually. This is Gradius, however you want to call it. What's interesting about this card is it's got this tiny little hole all the way through it. Have no idea why. You can put it on a keychain if you wanted. And it's not drilled out like somebody did it like afterwards, like it's actually molded into the plastic. Really weird, but Gradius is pretty cool. It's one of the few Famicom games that have the top label. I think one of the others was supposed to. Yeah, I think it was Macross was supposed to have a top label, but it didn't. But yeah, Gradius, that's freaking awesome. Side-scrolling shooter. I have it on Nintendo, but really neat to just for $5 get a Famicom version. And same thing with this. I already have this on Nintendo, but Bomberman, cool black cart, awesome artwork. Despite the fact that it has awesome artwork, it's still not as awesome as the original NES artwork. I love the original NES artwork for Bomberman. That's one of my favorite covers. I love it. Okay, and then if you've never played Bomberman, you need to get on that. I love Bomberman now. I got the original Mario Brothers, which looks like it's actually fairly sought after online. It's like a $10 to $15 game. But yeah, this is really cool. Original Mario's. Oh, that's freaking awesome. And the last one I got from that place, we've got Formation Z. Really cool orange card. It's got a picture of gameplay on the back, which is just cool. And it's a side-scrolling shooter where you can like transform into a robot, like a lot of the side-scrolling shooters on Famicom seem to be. But yeah, really fun, and that was actually my favorite of the bunch that I didn't already have. So yeah, that's freaking awesome. Can't believe I found those. So I immediately set about to try and find a Famicom converter, and didn't really have to look hard because one of my viewers, Dan, Roaming Dan, he's actually got a YouTube channel. Go ahead and check out his channel below. He does pickups and stuff too. Roaming Dan got a hold of me, and we've been trying to do a trade, and he had in his stack of trade bait a Famicom adapter. You know, like, what a coincidence. He had just shown me that. I need to freaking get that from him. So we worked out a trade, and sure enough, I got my Famicom converter. And all it is, and it came with the game too. Came with Mario 3. Hell yeah, which is funny because I actually passed on Mario 3 at the store that had these. There was a couple more games that I passed on, and one of them was Mario 3 because I had previously seen this guy's post, and yeah, that's awesome. So anyways, these just get hooked together. You have to put it in upside down, and then this helps you pull the cart back out because you do have to click it down into the system, but yeah, that's it. Now I have a way to play Famicom games. It does work. It's a bit squirrely. You really have to get the game in perfect position. But yeah, there you go. Not only do I have a Famicom, you know, not only do I have Famicom games, but now I have a way to play them. That's just nuts. I didn't have anything like that just recently, and now all of a sudden I have all these Famicom games and even a way to play. It's just, that blows my mind. So that's pretty cool. Thank you very much, Dan. Check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description below. And last trade I got was from my buddy Trent. I got 3 things from him, 2 Sega Master System games. The first one is Golden Axe. Oh, this was not a trade, actually. This was just a straight-out purchase. This one is in, like, near mint condition. I just switched out the case. That's it. But, yeah, Golden Axe. Amazing condition. Awesome game. Beat 'em up. If you don't know Golden Axe, go play it. And the other one that he gave me, Alex Kidd in Shinobi World. I think this one was a trade, if I remember correctly. Damn, I don't remember. But Alex Kidd in Shinobi World, not an easy game to find. Complete in box, great shape. And the very last thing I have for you guys, really, really awesome. So awesome. He sold me this for such a great deal. This is Yoshi's Story, complete in box on Nintendo 64. After I traded my Mario 64 complete in box for my NES box, this is now my only N64 box game, so back to having one. That's pretty awesome, but it's a really good game, and it's in great shape. It's a little beat up on the box, but the actual cartridge is in great shape. Manual's in great shape. It's complete, so hell yeah. Thank you so much, Trent. He gave me these 3 games for a ridiculously good deal. I'm not even going to say how much here. It was a really good deal. Trent always hooks it up, so thank you very much. Let's go see what these games look like on the shelf. Alright guys, so here we go. This is all the games that I got from the pickup that I just showed you, integrated with the last few pickups on the new shelf, and there is a lot there. I am really surprised at how fast this shelf has grown and how little amount of money I've spent on this. A lot of this is trades or really, really good deals. So yeah, I am quite proud of this shelf right now. This sounds funny, but I'm more proud of this shelf right now than I am other parts of my collection because I get to see it grow so quickly. When I integrate stuff into my collection, you don't see the change as much. It's just a couple games here and there, but it's like when you see it this way, wow, it's crazy what I've picked up in the last few months. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this, and let me know in the comments below what you think of the Famicom purchases. Are you guys into Famicom games? And if so, how are you playing them? Are you playing them on a Retron, or do you have maybe a top-loader NES? I think top-loader NESs are not region locked, so I really still need to get one of those. That's one of my top priorities. But anyways, let me know in the comments below what you thought, and if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos by me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's down there. It's red, and it does say subscribe. Thank you guys very much for watching. You can follow me on Facebook. I have a very small Instagram page, which I am going to work on very soon, but they're both just called Nintenjoel. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you very much to everybody that helped contribute to my collection once again, and keep rocking the retro games.